Plaintiff Latika Williams is suing her cousin, Asha Spencer, for the value of personal property. Latika says after an argument, Asha put her property out in her front yard. However, Asha says Latika retaliated and vandalized her car, so she's countersuing for new tires.
Today we have a case of Latika Williams, who is suing her cousin for the value of personal property. Asha Spencer is countersuing for the cost of tires and food. Why don't you tell me, Latika, why you're here?
Me and her are cousins, and me and Asha are very, very, very close. And
so where did it break
February of 08, I got evicted from my apartment. And at the time, no, I had really, no one really to go to. Asha has a 5-bedroom home, and she asked me, I said, well, I need a place to stay. She said, well, you could come here, stay with me for a little bit so you get on your feet. And as we proceeded, I moved my things into her home. I'm sorry, it's like real emotional. As me and her moved into the house together, everything was going good. I was cleaning for her, watching her kids. She was helping me out. Me and her never had.
Were you working at the time?
I was working, but in the beginning, I was not working at the time. She got me a job at her job within like a month of living.
All right,
with
so
her.
she helps you move into her house.
Yes.
And then she gets you a job. She helps get you a job.
Yeah.
Is that right?
That's right.
Okay. So when she moves in, what are the circumstances of Latika moving in?
There wasn't any circumstances. First off, she was just staying the night. Her and her son we were going to have an evening together, and that turned into about 6 months.
Oh wait, how does somebody come to stay one night and hold on and stay for 6 months?
She stayed the night, and then she was having problems with her.
Well, you own the place.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So why didn't you say it's morning, time to go home?
Because she was my cousin, and she stayed a few days, and then it got to where her belongings were, scattered around. So she brought a few clothes, and then that turned into a week. And then where her furniture was, they were going to put it out on the line the next day. And, we discussed that. She told me about what was going on. And the next thing I knew, there was a truck.
Well, wait a minute. She says they're going to put my furniture on the lawn. So you then say to her,
throw my stuff out. I didn't say anything to her. I said, wow.
And then the furniture shows up at your place.
Exactly. And a few hours later.
Did you have a conversation with the defendant about your furniture?
Had a conversation stating that I didn't have a place to stay. And I didn't have nowhere to put my furniture. My mom and dad actually talked to Asha, and I told her, I said, can I move my things into your house for a couple of months until I get back on my feet?
But Asha's saying no. But Asha, the bottom line is, you say she's there for one night. She's there for how many months?
A couple of nights. It's turned into 6 months. Mm-hmm.
You say she's there for one night. Now she's there for 6 months.
Exactly.
You say you didn't give her permission to move in her furniture, but she moves it in. What are you doing?
The day that she moved her things in, I had friends over. Her mother was over. I didn't want to embarrass her or make a scene because her mother seen expression on my face that I was upset. So she said, what's wrong? I said, she never asked to put nothing in my home. That's the problem. And she said, I can't believe she did that. So when Tika came up from up and down the stairs moving things in my house, she goes, oh, what's wrong? You tired? Her mom said, no, she's upset. She said, oh, I know, because she knows she didn't ask me. She says, oh, I know, it's only going to be about 2 weeks to the 14th.
Yeah, I know. If she didn't want me to actually be there, then why was I there so long? If I didn't have agreement, why was you taking money from me every 2 weeks?
What was the agreement?
And there was no verbal agreement of how much I needed to pay her.
Never.
But I even say there wasn't a verbal agreement about how much I needed to actually be there.
Or what? Or
when I told her that when I get paid every 2 weeks, that I will give you something from out of my paycheck.
Hold on. You told the defendant every 2 weeks you would give her money out of your paycheck.
Yes, of what I can afford.
How much money did you tell her?
I used to give her $100 or $150 every 2 weeks.
$100 or $150 every 2 weeks?
Yes, depending on how big my check was. My first paycheck, I hand her $150. Say, this is for the hard being, for me being here. Here's my money.
Did she give you $150?
She gave me $150 3 times that she was there for that 6 months on 3 different occasions.
Did you three times in 6 months she gave you $150?
Yes.
All right.
So as time was going on, I'm seeing you more and more comfortable. So now I'm like, I think I might have to tell her, by June 1st, you need to be gone.
Did you do that?
Yes, I did.
When did you tell her about June 1st?
About a month and about 2 weeks before June 1st.
Plaintiff Latika Williams says her cousin put Latika's personal property on her front lawn, so she's suing.
So in April, what do you say?
I called her. I'm at work. I got to work up the nerve to even tell her that because I don't even feel comfortable saying that to her.
House.
Yes, but that's just how I am. So I said, by June 1st, you really need to be gone.
What did she say?
Okay.
What's your version?
when I was there, she had her open hands for me. Like, she was like, okay, you know, I'll help you and your son out. And after me and my son was there, everything was going on. Me and her never had like any arguments, any agreement. After a couple of months, I said, well, I'm about to fill out an application for this apartment that I live in. She was like, okay, well, that'll be fine. As soon as I told her I felt like I was filling out application for my apartment, her whole attitude changed. I don't know if it was because of she wasn't gonna get the $150 no more in-house babysitter, no more to cook or clean up for her. I used to cook and clean for this lady, like, and she was like making it seem like I was just there and I bogarted my way.
Did she do work around the house?
First of all,
Asha?
the house did never stay clean all the time.
My
We have a
friend
bunch of
Clifford
little
Florence,
kids.
Hold on,
we
I'm
have a
talking
bunch
to
of
her.
little kids in our house.
Okay, but did you have an arrangement as to what kind of work would be done?
Never.
Did you say to her, look, you're going to live in my house, you're going to follow my rules.
Never,
You're going to clean the beds, you're going to do the laundry, you're going to clean up your dishes. Isn't that what you say to someone they move in your house?
Because we didn't have an agreement about her moving in. She
Yeah, but
moved
you have
in
an
slowly.
opinion. It's your house.
Ma'am,
Exactly.
you don't just move into nobody's
Exactly.
house and don't do nothing.
You move into the house. Who are you?
My name is Clifford Florence Jr.
Let's stand up. What are you doing here?
He was at my house just as
I'm
much as
asking
she
him.
was.
Okay.
I'm just here on behalf of Latika. I know both of these young ladies, but I assisted Latika in doing some things.
Like what?
Like cleaning up, help me move my
I'm
things
asking
into
him,
his house.
Latika. He can speak for himself, honey.
I helped her move some things from her old apartment into Asha's apartment.
Is Asha home when you're moving the things in?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you.
Sorry.
Is
Yeah.
Asha home?
Yes.
She's just watching you move the furniture in.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And then when I got word that Latika was moving out, I provided my assistance to move some things out that I could fit into my car, because I have a 1989 Chevy Caprice.
When you moved Latika's things out of the house, what were the circumstances?
Latika had gave me the phone call. She said, could you come help me move some things?
Okay, so when you moved her out that night, there was still stuff that you
Like,
couldn't move out
yeah.
because your car is too small.
Yes, ma'am.
Anything else?
No, ma'am.
All right, sit down.
Okay.
Now, what do you do?
Okay, so basically when she moved in unauthorized, I let her do that because I know she
It's
didn't have
not
nowhere to go.
unauthorized. You let her move in.
Okay, so I let her stay with me.
Okay,
so
thank you.
that was okay, but I didn't want it to be a roommate thing or a ongoing
And
process.
when
I
did
wanted
you tell her I want you out of my house? She moves
about
in
a
February.
month, you know, to.
Did you give it
'cause
to
she
her in
didn't-
writing?
No, over the phone.
You just called her from work and you
Yep,
said,
I called her
want you
up
out
on
of
her
my
phone
house.
and she
No.
said, okay.
Yeah.
So when June 1st came, or actually a day before, I asked her, you know, well, what time you plan on moving? Because I'm working that day.
Right.
You know,
What did she say?
Well, I haven't found nobody to move me yet. I said, oh, well, you got to get
Did
moving.
she have an apartment at that point?
Yes, I had went and dropped off her application to the apartment myself and finished
Did
off
she
a
drop
couple
off
of
the
things.
application?
I filled out the application.
Yes or
she
no?
did drop it off.
Yes?
Yes.
So that Sunday came, I called her and said, you know, I get off at 3, so do you want me to come straight home, or are you going to be moving when I get home? Oh, I'm still looking, but my sister going to help me move some bags and boxes. I said, okay, but you still got all your furniture and stuff you have to move out still, too. And she says, well, I'm still looking. She came and moved some bags and boxes, and then she was ducking my calls. I was calling her all day till about 9 o'clock that evening, and she says, well, she got a little rowdy. We had a couple of words that, you know, she's telling me, well, I've been helping you. You act like I wasn't helping you, and, you know, so on and so on. And it's Sunday. I don't have nobody to move me on Sunday. Well, you know, the first was on a Sunday all month.
When did you move out?
On the first, I got my keys. I went to her house and grabbed a couple of my things. I said, can you give me one day so I can get the big things from a truck? Today is Sunday. And I'm going to have the guy Skip said at 9 o'clock tomorrow on Monday morning that he's going to come move my things. And my sister called me. She said, Tika, I should just call and say that your stuff she's taking a break from putting your things out on your front lawn. I said, no, she's
You
not.
put her things out on the front lawn?
Yes, but she's skipping the whole part. But how we ended that conversation was, she said, well, she got frustrated with me because everything she said I had to answer for. You know, you should have been prepared, basically what I told her. She said, well, if you want my stuff out, then put it out then.
But you
Somebody was right there.
Ma'am, I would
That's
never
enough.
tell nobody to put my baby things and my furniture out. Everything
what was
else
put
has to
out?
be owned.
What was put
I
out?
had a couch set, a living room, a sofa, a lamps. I had coffee
you have
tables.
pictures
I had
of it?
entertainment. I have some pictures.
Let's see it.
I have my baby pictures.
Do you have receipts?
I have no receipts, but
So how do I know what was in there?
Because she can tell you that she threw my bedroom set, she threw my
Did you
baby
throw her
things.
bedroom set
I
out?
threw her bedroom set
That
out
she threw
because
my-
she told me to. Yes, I
She
did.
threw
You
my
threw it
living
out?
room.
Yes,
How
I did.
did you get it out?
I worked it out all by myself.
What'd you do? Throw it out the window?
No, right out the front door.
Defendant Asha Spencer accuses her cousin of slashing her tires, so she's countersuing for her damaged property.
Okay, what am I looking at here? This
It's
is
just
your-
that, but that's just my couch. That's me and my little nephew, and that's the picture that I lost. It was scattered on her front
This
lawn.
is a picture.
Yes.
It's destroyed?
Yes.
Okay, and this
that's
is a
my
couch?
And then
What
I guess
happened
she
to the
just-
couch?
As I was pulling up, me and Cliff was pulling up with my sister van. My couch was being hauled off in a truck.
my house.
We live in like a not even good neighborhood. People stuff was scavenging through my things on the front lawn, ma'am. Like everything I possibly own, my baby crib. I had a brand new crib in the box.
People are taking this stuff?
Taking it. I'm pulling up and I'm shooting off people off my things. Like, these are my things here. My things are in her basement, stored in a neatly spot. That's what I didn't understand. Why was my things bothering her so much that she couldn't wait one day?
Oh, how much money do you think you gave her total?
Total, about $300 a month. I was there since February. It's like $900 that I gave her altogether.
March, April, May.
Yes.
So did she give you 900?
No, she gave me $150 3 times.
So that's 450 versus 900. Okay, good. All right, now, what's the next thing that happens?
So when she asked me to throw the stuff out, I was very upset because we had words on the phone. So I threw the
No,
stuff
it sounds
out.
like you had a fight where she said, you want it out, throw it out. What happens next?
11:30, she comes to my house and she comes and cut my tires. I hear my air going out of my tires. I go to my window. I'm yelling at her through the window. She's walking back up to the front and put in the
Were
van.
you cutting her tires?
Yes, because I felt like that
I don't
lost.
care why. You cut her tires.
She wanted to fight me. That's all she wanted to do is argue
you
and
fight?
fight with me.
She wouldn't
Susan?
come outside.
Did you fight?
No. She wanted to coach me outside. I'm not crazy. You just cut my tires with something. I'm not coming out there and get cut up.
All right, I think I've heard enough here. All right. What we have here is basically a landlord-tenant case. And under New York law, because you're both from New York, it is very clear that once there is a landlord-tenant relationship, you are required to, if you want to evict someone, go to court and have court process. You did not do that. And I think that this should be a lesson to people. The shame of this is this. Latika needed a place to stay. You were kind enough to give her a place to stay, to let her move in, to let her move her things in, and you were kind enough to share whatever food you had and whatever, your electric bills, the gas bills, everything else. But what you did, this charitable relationship turned into a landlord-tenant relationship. Once the law recognizes it as landlord-tenant, you then are responsible to follow the law. You must get process. You go to the courthouse, you get an order of eviction, and then the sheriff comes and he puts her stuff on the lawn. You didn't do that.
Yeah, I didn't know I had to do that.
And the shame of it is that the
never
law
had an
imputes that you do
agreement.
know that.
But we
And
never had
everyone should
anything
understand it. You cannot throw someone's things out of your house, even if you were nice enough to let them in. The bottom line is this. She says that you paid $450 out of, you say you paid $900. You don't have any proof of that. So right now, I'm going to assume that you owe her $450. Furniture, you allege $4,000 of furniture. All right, now, in addition to that, you slashed her tires. The cost to repair the tires?
About $60.
About $60. Okay, so $450 plus 60 is $510. Now, you don't have any receipts for the property that you say she destroyed. All right.
Everything was gone on the front lawn. My tax forms, my baby birth certificate, and everything.
All right. You owe her $510 for the tires and the $450. You owe her money for the property that you threw out improperly. I'm going to cut that in half to $2,000 minus $510. That is now $1,490. $1,490 is what you owe the plaintiff. Under New York law, I can, as a court, treble the damages here. Her actual damages are $1,490. I can triple that to $4,470 because you illegally evicted her from your apartment. Therefore, the verdict is on behalf of the plaintiff in the amount of $4,470.
Thank you.